Welcome to WesternSlopeNow.com. Meteorologist Russ Pappas here. Quick look from earlier today. Good overcast conditions. We didn't start that way. We had mostly clear skies and clouds have been building in all afternoon. That's okay. We've been expecting a bit of a system. We actually have two significant storm systems to talk about this week. One's happening Monday night through Tuesday morning. That's a very small window, but intense window nonetheless. And it's already delivered colder temperatures, overcast skies. We will kick this first storm out just after lunch Tuesday, so that's less than 24 hours from now. We'll catch a little wee break, if you will, but by Wednesday night, I think we'll start to see more conditions deteriorating as we have another little kick of energy coming at us from the southern zones, and then we're waiting for the end of this week for a more significant storm system to come through from the Pacific Northwest. And all in all, we're going to be reinforcing these colder temperatures. Average high temperature for Grand Junction is generally about 42 this time of the year. For Montrose, it's generally about 41 this time of the year. So a little bit mild heading into this system, and the mountain zones experienced a lot of strong wind out of this just 24 hours ago. In fact, that was one of the reasons why we had some wildfire issues along the I-70 corridor at several different locations. Eagle County and then closer towards Georgetown, Idaho Springs area. But as for now on the western slope, we've been doing quite well with a light wind speed. It is enough to cool us down. At this recording, just at the 4 o'clock hour, almost quarter till, our temperatures are in the mid 40s and low 40s. But with a wind speed kicking around, it's making it feel a little bit colder. So make sure you're prepared. As we move forward this week, you're going to need those layers, especially a good jacket to keep you that cold air from biting you. Wind speeds, 5 to 15 miles per hour, top wind gusts of the day haven't been realized yet. I think we could get some breezier conditions. Not a lot, but I think it's possible to go a little bit breezier tonight. We are looking at a relatively cold morning. Not as cold as we were this morning, but the temperatures you see here do support snow over many locations. So we're not just talking the Grand Valley or the Uncompahgre Valley. We're talking areas above those locations. So I think we could see some snowflakes for Grand Junction, surrounding areas. I think we'll see a little bit of a snow accumulation for Montrose in the grassy areas, Delta. Certainly Glade Park anticipates some snow, and of course the mountain zones. That's going to be the big discussion in about 30 seconds. Afternoon temperatures tomorrow still running fairly close to the averages, and that's where we're going to be, the lower 40s. So how you feel the next several days should be right about where we are for this time of the year. With this first round of incoming storms, we have winter weather advisories in place. They're going to go through noon Tuesday, and it's a portion of the northern mountains, the central mountains, and some of the eastern San Juan mountains down to the south. So with that, these areas are going to be looking at not quite 1.5 feet of snow, but I think some of them will come close, make a good attempt at getting to that foot mark. But it's going to be tough because we're looking at about 5 to 10 inches for these areas. Right now at the 4 o'clock, just light snow kind of passing through the Glenwood Springs area, getting into Eagle County right now, jamming up onto the Gore Range. Some light snow and rain filtering down from Douglas Pass, working towards, I should say. But this is all coming at us from the northwest first. As we get into the evening hours, after 10 p.m., really all the higher elevated sites should be picking up some snow. We'll be talking about Glade Park. We'll be talking about the mountains around Gunnison, Aspen, and areas north of Glenwood Springs. During the 10, 11, and 12 o'clock hour, these areas are expected to go a little bit more with the enhanced snowfall, and that'll continue for those mountain zones through tomorrow morning, and we should see decent total accumulations. Different story in the lower elevations as we get right past the midnight hour. Leading up to that for both Grand Junction and Montrose, we head into the midnight hour with just a slight chance of rain and rain-snow mix, no accumulations. But once we progress beyond the midnight hour, early AM hours for Montrose, we could see that rain-snow mix transitioning to snow, some wet, heavy snow hitting the ground. I don't expect any accumulations on the sidewalks or the roadways, though it'll be wet and those could ice, but we could see some of the white stuff in the grassy areas. And that for Montrose should go early this morning through middle of Tuesday morning. So basically 3 a.m. until 9 a.m. there's that chance, and we could see some decent snowflakes falling around the Montrose area. For Grand Junction, even though we get past midnight with a rain-snow mix and we get closer towards sunrise Tuesday with rain and rain-snow mix, it's a smaller window of opportunity for Grand Junction, being 1,000 feet lower in elevation, but still not totally out of the question. We will be looking at that chance, but it's short-lived because this entire system, this first one, kicks out of the area after lunch tomorrow, and we'll already start to see some clearing skies by sunset on Tuesday. Sunset on Tuesday means we're done with this first aspect of the storm, and we will be looking at totals right around 5 to 10 inches for most, And that's a pretty conservative number. We have these winter weather advisories. That means we're going to get snow and blowing snow. So if you're driving over mountain passes, please be extra careful, because this is winter mode driving and you're going to need to be prepared. But you can see some of the totals there, and these are the higher elevated sites. They don't include Montrose, Uncompahgre Valley, Grand Junction, the Grand Valley, but you can see we have that chance of getting it in our skies early Tuesday morning. But remember, before lunch, we kick the system out. We catch a little break Wednesday. The southern zones Wednesday night could get a little bit more activity Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, this is where we get our next round, our more potent storm system. So we're going to lead it off with a rain-snow mix Thursday night, and then by Friday morning, there's a much better opportunity for Grand Junction to see some measurable snow on the ground. Now, that complicates things both Tuesday morning and Friday morning for D51 areas, but also schools around Montrose, because you got to keep those sidewalks free of ice first Tuesday morning, and then the potential for snow Friday morning. So this is an unsettled round of weather. It's coming in 3 phases, and we're just getting into it Monday night through Tuesday. So we'll just call it a 12-hour window for step 1, and then we'll be looking at Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday for the final passage of this rather potent storm system. And then, of course, next weekend, I won't talk about how very, very cold it's going to be or how really, really clear it's going to be, but it's going to be also extremely dry. But we'll get to that later. Let's get through this Tuesday system, and we'll talk soon.